Today I'll be reviewing Boruto chapters 21 and 22. I know 21 is a month old, but I want to talk about 21 and 22 because they really tie together, and they were both equally enjoyable chapters. And what got me wanting to do this review is one, I haven't done any type of review in almost a month now, and two, everybody's talking about how Kashin Koji, who appeared at the end of chapter 22, is apparently Jiraiya, which I'll talk about when I get to that. So chapter 21 is called How You Use It, and this was a really good chapter. It brought back some of the strategy that was in Naruto previously, because watching Team Konohamaru face off against Ao really reminded me of Team 7 with Kakashi and Naruto facing off against Zabuza. So we see a lot of strategy, and that's something that Naruto was really well known for in the beginning, and it kind of slipped and got left during the war. All we got was flashy blast attacks. But now in the Boruto age is going back to that with the ninja tech added to that. In the beginning of the chapter, we see Konohamaru coming up with a plan to attack Ao by attacking his blind spot where the Byakugan was removed. And the plan was to attack his blind spot so that he couldn't absorb their jutsu. And Boruto gets his chakra sword ready, his chakra saber, whatever you want to call it. We also see Kashin Koji, who thinks Boruto has sparked the motion inside Ao again. And then after that, Mitsuki starts attacking, and I was surprised to see Mitsuki actually knows Purple Lightning, which is Kakashi's jutsu, and I'm not sure if he picked it up during the Genin exams by just watching or if Kakashi taught him, but hopefully that's explained later on. It may be explained in the anime sometime soon, but we'll probably just have to wait and see. We also see Konohamaru attacking with his Flaming Meteor Jutsu. We know the Sarutobi clan specializes in fire style jutsu. I'm wondering if since it's meteors, if it's partially earth style, and if that's his own jutsu, or if it's just a common jutsu, that's fine too. But it seems like a really highly advanced jutsu to see Konohamaru using. So I'm wondering if he came up with that himself. I'm also actually hoping Konohamaru comes up with his own variant of the Rasengan, like one with fire, since the Sarutobi clan are masters of fire style jutsu. Speaking of fire style jutsu, we also see Sara using her fireball jutsu on Ao, and all their attacks are basically just a diversion. So Boruto comes out and uses his chakra saber, which Ao counters and causes Boruto to drop his sword, saber, whatever. And then Ao ends up stabbing him, only to find out that it was a shadow clone jutsu, and that their plan was to get him to hold the chakra saber because it drains chakra quickly. And that was the strategy element that we used to get a lot of back in Naruto. And I really appreciated how Ikimoto went strategy during this fight and not just flashy attacks. So after Boruto's shadow clone disappears, Boruto comes out of the smoke with the Rasengan and then lands the finishing blow, and the chapter ends with him saying, "It all depends on how you use it." And like I said earlier, this was a really good chapter. It really reminded me of that early Naruto and late Naruto Shippuden too. It really reminded me of that. It actually has that Naruto vibe in this latest chapter. And aside from the movie recap, because that was all Kishimoto stuff anyway, this is really feeling like something he would write up. So I honestly thought that was a really good chapter. I give it an 8 out of 10. The fight was great. I love the strategy, as I've been saying. And this is really starting to feel like Naruto now. So yeah, now on to the next chapter, chapter 22, the conclusion to the fierce battle. So this is the chapter that had everyone talking because of what happened towards the end. But I'll talk about the actual chapter first and not just the conspiracy that everyone's spreading. So the chapter starts off with Ao's broken arm after Boruto landed that Rasengan. And like in most shonen fights, even though you think the battle's over, it's not over because Ao gets back up and ends up blasting Konohamaru with his mirror drones, which seemingly come from nowhere, and then Konohamaru's out cold. And Boruto says that he's pulled out his trump card, so Boruto starts provoking him with his own type of talk no jutsu, and says that his fighting way isn't really very ninja-like, and Ao says that he's abandoned being a ninja and has become a new type of human being. And in my head, I'm thinking, isn't he just like a cyborg? I guess he thinks because he's a cyborg and he might be the first one or one of the first few cyborgs that he's something special. So then he starts blasting Boruto, which creates a smoke screen, and Boruto comes out with his shadow clone jutsus. Never seen that one before. And so one of the shadow clones comes out with the jutsu absorbing arm, and Ao catches him. And we see Sarada try to go and save him, but Mitsuki stops her, and they didn't explain that. There was no like dialogue to explain anything that happened, but you can make the connection to what happened. I don't know why they didn't explain it and why she was trying to save him, because if this was their plan, wouldn't she already know what Boruto's doing? I'm sure in the anime they'll probably have filler for it, but I'm pretty sure she was running to save Boruto because she thought something was going to happen to him. But Mitsuki figures Boruto knows what he's doing and basically holds her back because she would have gotten hurt otherwise. So it seems like she definitely cares for Boruto. Because if she knew the plan, she wouldn't have been running out there to try to save him. So once again, Ao falls for the Shadow Clone Jutsu in like probably less than a minute because Boruto attached the Jutsu absorbing arm to one of his Shadow Clones, and then he comes out of nowhere with his Chakra Saber and cuts off Ao's arm and leg, and then sends him flying with a Rasengan. Now you can expect the Rasengan finish, but I wasn't expecting him to chop off his arms, one of his arms and his leg. Even though they're mechanical, that's still pretty savage. And in the end, we see Boruto putting a screwdriver down next to Ao, which I'm sure is supposed to be symbolic. Since Boruto's name means bolt, he keeps people together. And Ao had a screwdriver which was tearing not only himself apart, but he was taking away his own shinobi way. I also enjoy how Boruto acknowledges that Ao was a great ninja and he was the hero of the hidden mist, but says he won't forgive him for killing a comrade. Unlike a certain someone whose father got killed by a certain someone and most of the Uchiha clan members, and he's apparently the best guy ever to him. But Boruto says, nope, I don't forgive you, man. You might have been cool in the past, but nah, I don't forgive you. And that's a more realistic way of looking at it, because Naruto forgave Obito, even though Obito was partially responsible for wiping out the Uchiha clan and the reason his mom and dad died. Not to mention Neji and all the other people who died during the war. Afterwards, Konohamaru brings up the fact that this mission was actually beyond Genin level, which was obvious. This was at least in A. And Boruto managed to do it without Konohamaru even being there. So at the end of the chapter, Kashin Koji shows up and summons his boiler toad, which also stomps on Ao, probably killing him. And then he says, "Pleased to meet you, Uzumaki Boruto." So that was a great chapter. It was just like the last one with lots of strategy. And Boruto managed to finish off someone as strong as Ao without Konohamaru, which really shows how much skill he has. So now let's talk about the end of the chapter and why everyone's been going crazy. Now, according to some people, Kashin Koji is apparently Jiraiya. And they think Jiraiya has come back or has never died and is returning as a member of the Kara. So before I tell you why this is not true, let's talk about some of the reasons why people think that Kashin Koji is Jiraiya. One is that he has white hair. The second reason is because he's an inner member of the Kara, which means he has to be strong. And third is because he summoned a toad, which pretty much all 100% confirmed it for some people. There might be other reasons, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to stick with these as my main three. And because of these three main reasons, fans have gone crazy and people have different opinions. And some think Jiraiya returning is a terrible idea, which I agree with. And I think it'll tarnish his legacy. And like his death was great, and some people are happy that it might be Jiraiya because they like Jiraiya and they think he should return, I guess. But I'm pretty sure most people are mad about it, which is justified. So let me tell you what I think. I am 100% certain that it's not Jiraiya, and it's not going to be him. It's not going to be his cousin, his brother, his love child, according to some people. I don't think it's going to be anything like that. I think this guy is someone completely different, and this is a massive troll to get people to start reading and paying attention to the manga. And this bait is working on a bunch of people because this guy is nothing like Jiraiya. Nothing matches up. Like, aside from the hair color, nothing really says Jiraiya about him. He's more like the complete opposite. He seems more like a fancier type of person, and Jiraiya was like a party type of person in a way. I guess that's how I would describe it. But the only thing that matches is his hair, and he summons a toad. So they don't have the same hairstyle. If we want to talk more about his hair, and his body type is different. Also, why would they bring Jiraiya back now and not in the war? Like Kishimoto said, Ikimoto can do whatever he wants with the story, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to bring back Jiraiya. And why would they bring back Jiraiya and make him evil? That makes no sense whatsoever. Jiraiya was someone who was handpicked to train at Mount Byaboku, and he also trained the Child of Prophecy and his father. He was never someone who appeared to be destined for evil. Why would Kishimoto write him one way and then have him that way till his death, and then him come back in another, basically a spin-off series, to be a completely different person? That doesn't make any sense. And I can go even further and say, from a story perspective, Jiraiya's death was sad but a necessary part of the story because it helped Naruto grow and become stronger. It would also ruin Jiraiya's great legacy if they were to bring him back and especially evil. Like, really? Jiraiya was Kishimoto's favorite character after Naruto. I'm pretty sure he isn't gonna want him back and evil. That's like Akira Toriyama making Gohan the main character of Dragon Ball Z, and then having Goku come back evil as like a secret disguise villain. Like, how much sense does that make? But let me know what you guys think of this, of Kashin Koji coming back as Jiraiya for whatever reason. I don't think it's possible at all. It just wouldn't make any sense. So, but let me know what you think of that and this chapter as a whole. I thought this chapter was pretty good. Boruto and his team were definitely impressive in this chapter, but I'm not sure what they're gonna do up against Kashin Koji if he's stronger than Al. But let me know what you thought of this chapter and everything else in the comment section below. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you can. Thanks for watching, and bye.